Two microphones,
Two Amandas.
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
And I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realized we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share.
Amanda, I've seen some hot takes that people are commenting and sharing on social media and also on various talk shows. And I thought it might be fun for you and I to give our input on these specific hot takes.
Okay.
So we're going to talk through some of these. And the cool thing is we did email different hot takes,
Yep.
but we don't know how the other feels
Yeah.
about many of these.
Right. We just said, okay, these are the things we're going to talk about, but we did not share what we feel. So it could be the same.
Right.
Could be vastly different.
Yes.
So, okay, let's start. I'll start first.
Great.
Okay. GoFundMe for everything. Medical crisis versus dog ate a sock. Like, what are you thinking about GoFundMe pages in general?
Okay. My hot take on this is I am fine with a GoFundMe because I can choose to donate or not.
Yes.
Now, I sometimes find them interesting because there's a chance I might know the person a little bit closer and
Okay.
think, oh, you just went to Aruba and now you're asking for a GoFundMe for your dog's vet bills.
Okay, that's a fair point.
You know, I
Yeah.
have a hard time with that.
Because I was thinking the same thing, like GoFundMe, okay, do it for whatever you want because I can choose to give you money or not. But I think it does just kind of hit a little differently if you're like, I know your life. Like,
Yes.
I know what you're doing. Why do you need a GoFundMe?
Why are you,
yeah,
doing
I just
this?
saw you post a picture with your Louis Vuitton. I mean,
Right.
like, what?
I know.
Okay,
but I
that's-
will say most of the ones I see are for medical expenses.
Yeah.
For friends, typically. I rarely know someone who has done their own GoFundMe.
Yeah, I've set one up before for medical because two people, my brother and sister-in-law were both in the ICU at the same time, and we were like, what's going to happen to their
Yes.
kids? Like, what do
Yes.
we do? So I set it up for them, but that's like such an extreme situation.
Right.
That's the one and only time I've ever set up a GoFundMe, and it's because literally I thought we had family that was going to die.
Right.
You know, so it's not like a GoFundMe, so-and-so
I
needs
want to, go
a
shopping.
a new bike. She's, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see a funny meme that said, like, if you're going to ask for a GoFundMe for funeral prices or, funeral costs,
Yeah.
I need to know how they died.
I love that so
And I was
much.
like, oh boy.
You know what? That's great. It's like funeral costs. And then, but gosh, that gets really crazy.
It does.
Because, oh, wow. It's funny you said
Yeah.
that because I do know of one in the last few months. Not my friend or family, but they did a GoFundMe. But the reality is, like, she ran out in traffic and she was on drugs. So it's like, I don't know that we'd
That's
be
a
putting
tough
that.
one.
Yeah, like
Right.
GoFundMe, her family needs, well, she did run out in traffic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
I
But I
know.
do think it's funny, though,
It
because
is.
you're like, all right, you want the money for funeral expenses. Well, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
The investigator in me wants to know.
Exactly.
All right, what do you have for us?
Okay, the next one says, kids' birthday parties becoming full-blown productions.
I do have my thoughts on that.
I do too.
Okay.
You go first.
I think it's totally fine.
Okay.
I think it's great because I think that everybody spends their money on what they want to spend their money on. And if it's important to you that you spend a lot of money on this huge production for your child, I'm like, cool, that's great. There are a lot of people who think Chris and I might be crazy because we're traveling, here, there, and everywhere. And I'm not going to spend a fortune. Well, my kids are older now. Like, I'm not spending this.
Right.
But I will say different cultures also have different feelings for birthday parties. I know Nicole won't mind me saying this, but Nicole and Pollyanna's from Brazil. The birthday party culture is huge.
Huge.
It's basically like a wedding.
Right.
And so, not really, but
Right.
But it's
Yes.
a huge thing. And if you've ever seen any pictures, it's wild. And so I know that it's maybe not a popular opinion, but I'm like, spend your money on what you want to spend it on.
No, I think that makes sense. Now, what if they had put up a GoFundMe for it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. GoFundMe for no. That's a hard no.
Right.
Because then I can choose not to
Yes.
give you the money.
And my only hot take on this is if you could not post it on social media, would you still do it the way you're doing it?
Okay, interesting.
Because I do think a lot of people do things for the
Yes.
clout
Yep.
and attention,
Yep.
not because it's truly what they want to do. They
Yes.
want to show off.
They want to show that they've done this.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point.
Or they feel pressured.
That's true too, because things have gotten out of control.
Yes.
I mean, they really have. Like kids, the goodie bags. That's one of the
Right.
other things that I'm like, look, you came to my kid's birthday party. I mean, did we do goodie bags? Yes.
Yes.
But now they're becoming so much more like
Swag. It's like a swag
swag
bag.
bag. And it's like, you brought my kid a gift, and now what? I owe you one too?
Right.
You bring a gift, you go home with a gift?
Yes,
No.
I know.
No.
I think it just can get out of control.
It can,
And
yeah.
I think we all need to check ourselves and say, is this what I want to be doing? Or do I feel this social pressure?
Yes,
And
true.
if you feel the social pressure, you can just not do it.
Right, you can
It's
just
fine.
not do it.
It is
right.
fine.
No, good point. Okay, next, recording yourself crying and then posting it.
Oh, I have a hard time with this
So do
because
I.
I'm just sitting there going, it's all staged.
It is.
It's
it is.
so
Because if you're
staged.
really in the middle of like a hard cry because you're heartbroken or something's wrong or it's devastating, I don't know. The first thing I'm thinking is, wait, let me capture this.
Right.
I'm so upset. Hold on, is the phone recording?
Right.
Like, I mean, it's just,
Or are you asking someone to record? I mean, it's all just so staged.
It does feel very
I
staged.
struggle with that. And when you see it, though, I don't know that my first thought always is, oh my gosh, they set this up. But then I go in the comments and someone always comments that.
Right, and
And
you're
I'm
like,
like, oh
okay.
yeah, this is all playing with my emotions
Right,
now.
right.
And this is so staged. I'm not a fan of it.
okay, that leads right into the next one, which is vague booking. Like, please pray for me, but I can't say why.
You know why? Yes.
I cannot. That's one of the ones like where people say the GoFundMe, like
Yes.
if this is for funeral expenses, I need to know how they died. You want me to pray? I need to know what's going on.
Right.
Don't give me prayers needed.
I know.
Okay, for what, girl? For what?
I also don't like the vague booking of like, I have a really big announcement to make, but I can't share yet.
right. It's like, well, then stop it.
That's not working up the anticipation.
No.
That's just working up annoyance.
right. It is
Because
complete
I don't have
annoyance.
time to come back
Right.
and keep checking.
I'm not going
And that's
to.
what you want me to do.
Right.
And to me, that's just all for attention.
Right.
And I cannot stand that.
Same.
No.
And I'm like, every time somebody says that, also because then people would respond with the hands and they're like, prayers. I'm like, if you really did in that moment stop what you're doing and pray for that person, good for you. But
Right.
if you didn't, don't hashtag prayers,
Yes.
praying, prayers for you, lift you up. Well, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Because it's not happening.
No. And there's so many times I've just wanted to comment, prayers for what?
I know.
What's happening?
I know. Or they'll even say, like, I'm going through something right now. They don't even maybe ask for prayers, but they're just
Right.
like, I'm going through something right now, so I'm going to be quieter on here.
Oh,
It's like,
I know.
No one even cares.
Right. Nobody cares. So then just be quiet.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that would really be something.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I also love it when people comment, like, unfollowing. Like, go ahead.
Great.
And
You
here's
should.
the door.
Exactly.
You don't need to announce.
Right. Goodbye.
Yeah, that you are unfollowing.
Yeah.
All of those things, to me, that is so much for attention.
It's so annoying
And
to
I
me.
cannot stand it.
So annoying
Yes.
to me.
The next one is neutral aesthetic homes that look like no one lives there.
What do you think?
Well, I will say this is one of the reasons we love our lake house, because it looks like an Airbnb is ready. It's ready at all times.
I feel like, I wouldn't say we're minimalist, but like I don't like a lot of things on the counters.
Yes.
I don't like a lot of tchotchkes. I grew up where there was something everywhere. Like even old school, there were like things above the cabinets in the kitchen,
Yes.
like vases
Baskets.
basket, all that stuff. There was something everywhere. So I don't love tchotchkes. So I do like a very simple minimalist,
Yes.
but I do not like all neutral colors.
Okay.
I'm not like if I walk in and everything, which is totally fine if somebody else, but
Right.
for me personally, if everything is a light gray with a whitewashed, blah, blah, blah with a tan something, I'm like, cool. Do
We
you have
need some
any
color.
like burnt orange here? Do we have like a blue? Is there some animal print? I mean, I'm like, give it to me.
Now, are you saying like the walls or the furniture?
No, furniture.
Everything.
No, not the walls. The walls very
You want
neutral.
the walls to be neutral.
Neutral,
okay,
very
this
neutral.
is where I wanted to know because
In fact, so much so that the color of all of the walls in our house are
your
called.
face was amazing.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
mean,
wait. What?
I'm like, no. It's called agreeable gray. If that tells you, but
nice.
it's a great builder color because which the builder didn't make it this color. We did right before we moved in because sometimes it looks gray, sometimes it looks brown. It's just so neutral.
Okay.
And I like neutral walls. But then I can zhuzh it
Zhuzh it
up.
up.
Yeah,
Yes.
like with all my colorful things.
And do you have colorful furniture?
Yes. I mean, we have a very colorful rug. And
Okay.
so our furniture, though, our couch is gray, but it's gray leather. And on the sides, it's got like animal fur. Like
Oh,
it's
nice.
like it's like
Okay.
wolf or coyote
Yes.
fur. It's like whatever it is. It's like gray and white
Did
and
you
black.
get this when you moved into the new house?
Not the house we live in now, but when we moved into our really large house back in 2019.
It was in that
It was
house
in that
I
house.
was
Yeah,
in?
but that you've seen
In
it
the
before.
basement? Or
No, you've
I don't
you've seen it
remember
in the
it.
living room. And we have two swivels that were custom, and they're gray, but on the back, like they're dark grayish, slate blue gray something, and on the back is also an animal print.
Oh,
so
fun.
I'm like, I like prints and
Yes.
colors and that kind
And
of
does
stuff.
Chris have an opinion?
He does not care.
Okay.
He's like, oh, that makes you happy. This looks great.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I was like, everything should be brown, he'd be like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does not care.
It is funny. I was just scrapbooking a couple of
'cause
weeks
you love that.
ago.
Yes,
I do
that's your
love to
thing.
scrapbook, and it was pictures of our New York house.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that I was scrapbooking 2006 Christmas.
Oh.
So Gwen is 2 years old, and
sweet.
Gus is 7, and every room in our house, the paint is a bold color.
The paint on the walls?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I love that.
So in the main large room, it's literally like a milk chocolate brown.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Gus's
Wow.
room was bright red.
No.
Jim and our room was maroon.
This is a lot, Amanda.
Gwen's room was lavender.
This is insane.
And it's like 2000.
Were you able to sell this house?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we had the white trim because I do think that was in.
It was a thing. It was a
it
thing.
in? I mean,
I don't remember where I lived in 2006. I think I lived in an apartment with Zoe. Yeah, because that was
Okay.
before I met Chris.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think it was in.
like
Lots
I think
of, like,
doing
colors
some,
on the wall.
Yeah, bold colors
I think
on the wall.
maybe that's why now neutral is so
Yes,
popular.
because we went, the pendulum swung
yes.
the other way.
Yes.
Also, the dining room was Tiffany blue.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it was, yeah.
I need to see these
I'll
pictures.
show you the
Yeah,
pictures.
I need to
went
see.
bold. Isn't
That's-
that funny?
It is. Okay, kids on e-bikes or scooters with zero awareness.
Yeah. So this happened actually a couple of weeks ago. Jim and I were on our walk, and this kid was on an electric scooter, and he cut right in front of a car, and the car slammed on the brakes, didn't hit the kid. The kid kept scootering on, and the car turned around to go talk to the kid.
Really?
And I don't think he caught him, or I don't know where the kid went, because then we saw the car tearing back through
Yeah.
the neighborhood again. But the problem is, in neighborhoods, I think we are the most distracted because we're
Yeah.
the most comfortable.
Right.
We are on our way home, or we're just leaving, so we're distracted by
Yep.
putting in our address.
Yep.
Or we know we're almost home,
Right.
so we're not paying attention.
Or
We're
thoughts of like when I get home, what are the things I need
Yes.
to do? Or, oh, I'm headed to work. And I mean, yeah.
Yep. Or we've just put our phone in the holder. We've got texts coming in
Yep.
because we're just like, we were getting ready to leave and we weren't paying attention.
So true.
So I think that is a big problem. I also do think, though, the kids who have these new motorized vehicles, the
Mm-hmm.
scooters and the bikes, they don't have road rules down.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. They better be wearing helmets.
I know.
But then there's also okay, but you want them to be outside,
Yes.
not on screens, and
Right.
not, gaming in the basement for hours and hours. So they want to be outside. They want to be having fun. And I think a lot of times too, like you said, the drivers are distracted. So they're not looking. So it's like the kids don't really know the rules of the road. So they're cutting in front of traffic when they shouldn't be. But then you've got the people who are distracted who, hey, these poor kids, like they also want to be out having
Right.
fun.
Right.
And we don't want them sitting in the house. So it's it goes both ways.
Yes.
It's like everybody needs to pay more attention.
Right,
All
right.
the kids and the adults.
Yes. And one of the things Jim and I talked about was nobody wants their kid to get hit, and nobody wants to hit a kid.
Right.
So we can all agree on that.
That's true. That's true. Everybody can agree on those two
Yes.
things.
And so I think we all just have to do better. Like, kids have to pay more attention, but also we as drivers have to pay more attention and be more careful. I don't think it's a problem that the kids have access to these.
Yeah.
I would, of course, love for them to have to take a couple of,
Little
informational courses or
right,
something.
to understand how to navigate better.
Yes, but I think it is great because I do see more kids out, and I see more kids doing things socially.
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
Which I love.
I do too.
Like I saw some parents talking about their kids taking them to the gym and being able to work out and stuff.
That's fun.
Like, I think that's great because there was a whole generation of kids that didn't have that access.
Right. I remember when Christopher was, I don't know, like 12 or 13, he got one of those hoverboard, or was it called a hoverboard?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, it was like it stayed on the ground, but you put your feet on it and move it. That was a wild thing. But he was out with his friends. Everybody had gotten one for Christmas, and it was like out in the cul-de-sac. They were shooting baskets into the basketball hoop while on the hoverboards. And I was like,
gosh,
yes,
I love
they're
it.
outside,
Yes.
they're playing, that's great. But if anybody came down to the cul-de-sac to turn around, like, if they were not paying attention, they would have absolutely hit our kids.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
scary.
everybody just needs to pay more attention.
Yes.
Because I don't think it's one side. It's
Right.
not all the
There's-
adults it's
exactly.
not all the kids. It's both.
Yes.
So.
And when you were a kid, were you riding bikes all to friends' houses?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, it was mom shut the door and said, I'll see you in a couple hours.
Right.
Like when it's dark. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, and then she would stand outside when it got dark and she'd yell for us. Literally yell for
my
us.
gosh.
I mean, you want to talk about a redneck yelling my name from the back porch. But I was always riding a bike. And my mom made us shirts because I was like, oh, we got a bicycle gang here. And so me and the neighborhood kids,
That's so
yeah,
cute.
my little sister who's 3 years younger than me, we all were out riding bikes and we named ourselves the Radical Runts. And so my mom made t-shirts for us that were tie-dyed, and in pen she wrote Radical Runts on the front. So when we got home from school, when we were in elementary school, we'd put on our Radical Runts t-shirt and we'd all ride the bikes throughout the neighborhood because we were like, yeah, we're cool.
I love it.
I wish I had a picture of that t-shirt.
I know, that would be so fun.
Oh, it was so fun. So we were out.
Same. I used to ride to my friends' houses, and we lived out in the country, and so it was like a big long ride. And I remember my mom being worried, like, it's a big hill, and like a couple times I fell. But I'm like, I'm not telling her I fell,
Right,
because she'd be like,
She's
you're not
already
allowed to
worried.
go on this anymore.
Yeah.
And then my friend, her dad owned a car dealership, and she had those little scooters.
Oh, yes.
And so
yes.
like I would ride those, but I wasn't allowed, and so I
Right.
never told my parents,
Oh my gosh.
'cause they're
I'm
like,
sure there was no helmet. No, but none of us were wearing helmets back then.
None of that. No.
There was
But that was super fun to ride. So I just think, again, we can all do a little better. We have to
Yes.
pay a little more attention. So
Yeah, agreed.
the next one is over scheduling kids into burnout.
That is, for me, is just a no, because I know for myself personally, if I have not had any rest and I have just been going and going and going from work to an activity and then you're exhausted. Burnout is an awful feeling. Mm-hmm. And if you do that to your children, their little nervous systems are just not wired for that.
Right.
Like I think it also comes from parents wanting their kids to be maybe more than they were.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, you need to be in all of these like gifted classes, and then you need to see this tutor after school. Oh, but you also need to be in swim team, but you also need to be in gymnastics.
And chess club.
Yes. And then you get the kids, sadly, they have to start picking and choosing between which practices they go to because things are scheduled at the same time. I don't know a single parent that would feel good about that if they knew their kid was, but yet they still do it.
Right. I think you get caught up in the frenzy of it all.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, well, my friend is doing this, and I heard that Johnny's doing this, and Sally's doing this, and so we got to keep up, you know?
Yep.
And you don't want your kid to feel left out, and you want them to have all of the resources and opportunities available to them. And so you think, well, their resume's got to look good. And
No.
I
they're
do
just
think
doing
it gets to be a lot.
It does. And then I think, too, a lot of times the parents keep them in these activities because they want them to be in the activities. When the kids are like, I'm done. Like, one of my Sarah. I mean, so Sarah's son, Max, was in gymnastics, and he was so good at gymnastics. Like, he really was killing it.
Yes.
And then after, I think, 2 or 3 years, he wanted to play soccer. And I remember Sarah was so funny because she's like, okay, Max wants to play soccer, and tomorrow is tryouts. Like, what? We're going to go out. He's like 8 years old at the time, and he's going to suddenly make the soccer team. It'll be fine. He's not going to make the team. We'll be back at gymnastics. We'll be good to go. Of course, that kid gets out there and makes it. I will tell you, this kid, super athletic, but he has more confidence than anyone I've ever met.
Love it.
So he's like, yeah, of course I'm going to go out and I'm going to make the team. And she's thinking, no, he's not. And then she's like, great, now we've gotten ourselves into a situation because I let him try out thinking he's not going to make it. Now he did. She wanted him to keep doing gymnastics. He said he didn't want to. You know what she did? She said, okay.
Yeah.
And that was okay.
Yes.
Not, hey, well, because we want to continue to have you in gymnastics and you want to do soccer, then we're going to make you do both.
Right.
She was like, okay, if your heart's really not in it, then we'll play soccer. And she said, and if he wanted to go back to gymnastics, he could.
Right.
But she was like, you know what? It's what he wants to do.
Yes.
And I loved that.
That is good.
I'm like,
because I do think it's hard for parents to do that.
it is, because they want their kids to be who they want them to be, or
Yes.
who they wish they were.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And so now they're putting all of their junk,
Yes.
their baggage onto their children.
And what do you think about letting your kid quit early?
Oh, and I see
know, it's a
that's
hard
tough.
one.
That's tough. Okay. It's funny that you asked that, actually, because there's two schools of thought with there, because quitting early to me is no. You said you were going to do this. It's going to happen. Sorry, suck it up. Maybe you'll like it when you're halfway through the
Right.
season. Maybe you won't. I don't care. But then if you've got a kid, we did, that's playing a sport, but the attitude is so bad and the behavior is so bad that you're like, it will help the team if I let him quit. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to?
It's making everyone
It's
miserable.
making everyone miserable. So it's like, do I make him stay in because you committed to this and we're not quitters? Or is it like, okay, let's actually do this for everyone else?
Right.
And
I know.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
where
tough.
I do think it can be very individual.
It is. It's individual. I really think it's up to the kid. But for the most part, I feel
Yes.
like you committed, you stay in it.
I agree.
But there are circumstances.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Okay, that leads right into sports culture becoming intense. What do you think about that?
I think it has gotten way too out of control.
Yeah, agreed.
One of my friends was just telling me her son is 8 years old and they had to call the game because two parents were about to fight.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. And the precious little boy on the team, her son, had no idea what was going on. It was
Aw.
just like, yeah, I don't know. I guess somebody was yelling or something, but they had to call the game early.
Oh,
and
that
I
makes
know
me
he had
sad.
no idea, so I was glad that he didn't know what had
Yeah,
happened.
but it's sad they had to stop playing
Ridiculous.
their game.
It's out of control.
I mean, that's tough because it's like, again, that comes back to you want this to be what you wanted to be.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, what are you doing? Yelling at these kids that are young about that shouldn't have been an out or
Right.
that should have been a strike or
Yes.
whatever. It's like, okay, buddy, like you can be a little frustrated, but we don't need to start yelling at
Right.
other parents. We've been at games before when our kids were little where they're cussing at each other. And you're like, are you for real?
Oh, no.
I mean, I remember at a football game once, the ref had to come over and tell the parent, like, you are going to be asked to leave. Sit down.
Yeah.
Like, stop the language.
And there are all of these codes of conduct that you're supposed to
yes,
sign.
and
when
everybody
your kids,
signs when you
Yes.
sign your kid up. You're like, oh, I agree that
Yes.
I will be such and such.
And these younger kids who are playing typically have high schoolers who are reffing.
Right.
So it's like, okay, this is all supposed to be a learning experience, and
yes.
this is not what we need to be teaching them.
Your kids are not home in front of a screen. They're out
Yes.
playing. This is good. They learn just in general how to work together as a team,
Right.
how to pick yourself up. You win, you lose some. Like,
Yes.
those are all great lessons. But when your parents are cussing and screaming from the stands,
Right.
it's also embarrassing for them.
It is
It's
embarrassing
like,
for the kid.
my
So
dad or my
embarrassing.
mom's the one up there
Yes.
cussing at someone. Like, it's just that really is sad.
I agree. And I also think sometimes talking about it becoming too intense, the constant one sport focus, I think can be a challenge for kids. Like if you have a 9-year-old and they are playing baseball year round, like I don't know that that's good for their body.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Yeah,
that's
I
good
don't
for
know
their
either.
mindset.
I don't know.
I don't know because you might have a kid who loves it and they are so into it.
Yeah.
And they are going to go on the whole way. But like they're 9.
But then, okay, true. I hear you. That makes sense. But on the other hand, there are different sports that happen different times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then let's say if your kid played a sport, let's say your kid played football in the fall.
Yep.
And then your kid played spring baseball. well, they already played 2 sports.
Yes.
So why wouldn't they just play baseball in the fall? Because there's fall ball.
Right.
So it's like, well, so if you're like, yeah, we're totally on for football in the fall and baseball in the spring. Well, they love baseball so much, they want to play.
They want to do baseball
year round.
I think it's different body parts, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, especially if you have a pitcher.
True.
And their arm. You
True.
know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just read a lot about it. And I think early on, parents get like locked into like, this is going to be a scholarship situation.
Yes.
Then the kid is a junior in high school going, I hate this game.
Yes.
I never want to do this anymore.
Yes.
You know, I don't know.
You know, and I think I don't know because of the fact that our kids never really cared that much about any one sport. I mean, I'll tell you, we were everywhere. We were baseball, basketball, football, cheerleading, volleyball. Like, we just kind of tried it all.
Right.
Nobody was exceptional at any of it.
See, and that's where we are.
It's just like,
we didn't have a superstar either.
Right.
So it was like,
we
I
didn't
don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
We didn't have a superstar.
Maybe we would have done differently.
Yeah, because we didn't have a superstar and we were always trying new things.
Yes. And Gus pretty much was standard, you know, baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I don't love football. So then it was swimming.
Yeah.
Then it was water polo. Then it was baseball.
Yeah.
You know, so and
Yeah.
Gwen tried literally every sport and then did theater. So
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we don't know. Now, what rich place were you living playing water polo?
Oh yeah, it's real popular in the Midwest.
That is wild.
Yes.
Really. You just
Yeah.
threw water polo out, and I'm like, water polo?
Yeah, water
Where
polo.
is that happening?
Yeah, so the high schools all have water polo
No
teams.
way.
Yes.
In the Midwest?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I know, and it's an intense sport.
It does. I've seen it before. Like, I mean, I feel like it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, I've seen them play this
Yeah.
before. I'm like, that seems really
Yeah,
intense.
because you're treading water and
Yes.
trying to like throw this ball into a
Yes.
net, and people are drowning you.
Yes, yes. See, I mean, I'm not signing up for that.
Yeah.
I
no.
mean, that's not something I'm doing.
I know I wouldn't enjoy that either. So those are our hot takes.
Part 1.